cast a spell with me. Come and cast a spell with me.
Hey you guys, it's your girl AJ, the Glamour Witch, and I'm back for another video. So, this is my second time taking this because I have not made a video in such a long time. So, I'm trying to get back into my flow. If you have not had a chance to go onto my Instagram, there is a post there that I recently did on an IG live where I kind of share what I'm going through right now and kind of give you a clue into why I have been really like kind of distant and not really around as far as the channel and my Patreon and just so many aspects. I've been kind of checked out a little bit, and that kind of goes into that. But I wanted to talk about that because it's very obvious that I've been, you know, away, but I won't get into the full details of that in this video. So today's video is going to be a pretty, you know, standard video that I usually do, which is a how-to, and we're going to be making money clippings. Now, I know that sounds just like pretty basic and like it doesn't really have any meaning, but money clippings are actually used in spiritual work like candle magic, as well as making things like money rice and adding it to conjure oils or spell oils as a way to pull in the vibrational frequency of cash money. Excuse Leo in the background. So we are taking actual dollars. This is USD, but if you whatever country that you're in, you can do it with your currency. Again, you want to do this with actual paper money and not like coins or whatever the case may be, unless you wanted to add coins to the bottom of your conjure oils. I don't see why that's a problem. Yeah, but I like the currency of money. Now, before we jump in, I just want to let you know there are a few steps to this, and there are a few things that you're going to need. Now, obviously, you're going to need actual money. Leo, cut it out. You're going to need actual money. So I have $2 here today. You're going to need a mortar and pestle to grind up your herbal situation. And I have here the powdered form of most of these, but I think you can get powdered in pretty much any of these. So I have here ginger, I have cinnamon, I have allspice, and I have basil. These are all great money herbs. And I'm actually also going to add to that list a little bit of cayenne pepper, okay? Now, I also have some white cane sugar. Now, you can use brown sugar if you'd like. I find that brown sugar has a different vibration magically in spell work, but you can use brown sugar. You can also use things like honey or stevia if that's all you have, but I would stick to plain white cane sugar because it's, one, incredibly sweet. It is just used in a lot of spiritual working, especially hoodoo practices and folk magic, and it's just a tried and true, and this energy is really, really powerful. You're also going to want to use some type of a cleansing agent. Now, I have here, this is actually my Florida water from my actual company. Now, this is just in a small bottle because I have it here on hand when I need to use it, and obviously I'm at the bottom of this. But you can use this kind of Florida water, or you can use the standard traditional types of Florida water that you find at Botanicas. You can actually find this at CVS, and I have a video if you'd like to learn how to make your own Florida water, or to just get started on trying to find your own formulation. I have a video on my YouTube channel entitled DIY Florida Water, so you can go ahead and check that out. Now, once you've cleansed it, you can, like I said before, you can use Florida water, sage, Palo Santo, whatever it is that you use as a cleansing agent in your practice. You can use that as a way to cleanse this. I like the Florida water aspect because it actually gets into the actual fibers of the money. So I know it's embedded in that. Okay, so the next part of this is I'm going to be talking about the conjure oils. Now, there are a few here that I actually just recently added some new conjure oils to this list. But you don't need to have all of these. I would find a variation of these, or find a way to make an oil that are like these. If you guys want to see some videos like this, we can maybe talk about that. But I'm going to share with you some of the basics that I feel like would be really beneficial for this specific money clipping work, so that you can add it to everything and it's got everything kind of covered. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to talk about these two here. Now, these are both from the honey jar. Now this is a Rich Witch spray, which you can see I have used quite a bit of. And this is the Rich Witch Conjure oil. Now this is absolutely gorgeous. Now neither of these have like labels on them, but I know what these are and I've used them for quite a while now. And I actually use this as a mist to refresh my money altar every Thursday and pretty much once a week. And this conjure oil is great for anointing the actual altar itself with this oil. So I'm going to be using these two, and I'll have this linked in the description. Next, I have my own oil. Now it says money oil here, but this is actually my Secure the Bag oil, spell oil. And if you're interested in purchasing that, that is also on my website, theglamourwitch.com. This one is great for locking in and pulling in that financial abundance. And it's also been blessed through Solomonic magic to help retrieve that wealth and honor that comes with having the abundance that you seek. Now we're gonna step over it because you know I'm Conjure Cardia happy, slap happy. I have like I feel like all of her oils. So I have a couple here that I think are really, really beneficial to add to this mix, okay? So we have here Money Pyramid. Money Pyramid I have obviously used quite a bit, and there's actual money clippings. I don't know if you guys can see that. Money clippings inside of the jar as well. Money Pyramid is great for expanding and building upon your financial wealth and well-being. We are wanting to triple and continue to build upon the money that we are using here. And as we clip up these money clippings, we kind of imagine it as this kind of a building and increasing and expanding the amount of money that we are getting, as well as expanding the pieces of that money, right? So the pyramid helps to build upon that, and we're going to be blessing it for that intention. Now we have a Crown of Success oil. This is to bring in favor as it pertains to financial opportunities, success in business dealings, whatever the case may be, whatever your intention is. But I find that this is going to be beneficial, and I do use Crown of Success pretty much for all of my money workings. Now this one, you guys have also heard me talk about Abracadabra. I never know how to say this correctly, but this is great for manifestation work, victory work. Easy Street, okay? Now, Easy Street is said to be a spell primer, which is meant to kind of open the door. I wouldn't say like, maybe it's like a road opener, but just basically make the manifestation towards your goal go a little smoother, okay? To smooth out any kinks as you're manifesting your desires. That's a really great thing to add into this. We're also going to be adding in Money Anchor. Now, Money Anchor, this oil actually has a real nail in it, which is pretty cool. And Money Anchor is to help with people who have the money flowing in and flowing out just as quick. To nail down the money, to keep something, to be able to save, and to match with our intention of the money pyramid, there needs to be a bit of saving, and there needs to be more money coming in than going out to allow that to kind of amalgamate into the type of money and cash flow that we want to see. Okay, so we are going to make sure we have all of these in our collection. Now, go ahead and take or leave whatever you want, but I do feel the most important thing is, like, these are all money oils, right? These are all money oils. But then we have things in here specifically for success, for opening the doorway, clearing away the blockages. We have something in here to build and expound upon that money. We also have something here to nail it down and to keep it with us so that we can save and build. And we also have something to just kind of boost our manifestation. I think that if you keep that in mind with the herbs and the oils and that intention and vibration, you can go without some of these oils and maybe add in some herbs that are in alignment with that intention. Maybe you have some money blocking powder or road opening powder. Maybe you have a Crown of Success blend, or whatever the case may be. You can add that in a different form than the oil form, and it can still be just as powerful for this work. So I just want to let you know that if you don't have the money for all these, or if you don't have all this stuff at home, what you can do is you can find herbs and things that have the same metaphysical property and intention as some of these oils and kind of make your own, okay? So let's move right along. Now that we know what it is that we are going to be putting on it as an oil, I want to let you guys know. So I have washed these dollar bills. Now these dollar bills specifically, This one was in a money rice jar, and it had been there for like, I want to say a little over a year, maybe. Actually, it might have been like 8 to 9 months, actually. Had been in this money oil. So there's like still, even though I washed it, there's still like some glitter here from some of the oils, some shimmer. There's also still, you know, some residue from the different things that were inside of the jar. So it's not clean, but it's also been in a magical state for a very long time, which is why I feel confident in using this and without having cleansed it the right way. Now, I also will use the money that I put on my money altar. If I have something on my money altar as an offering or whatever the case may be, and it's just kind of been there for a long time, I will take that money, because I know I won't be spending it. I will be using it in spell work, and that money will just come back in the same form that it was meant to represent on the altar. Plus, it'll have been on the altar, that's been worked, and energy has been pushed into that space. So it's already charged with so much vibrational frequency and positive energy flow already. Okay, so we do want to clean the paper, because again, so this one is, I did wash this, you guys. I know it looks grody, but this is washed after being in, you know, conjure oils and all types of stuff. But again, you do want to make sure that it's not dirty. So anyways, moving right along, we're gonna start by making our herbal blend, our powder that we're gonna sprinkle over this. All of these luckily are in powder form. I'm really only going to use this mortar and pestle to kind of mix it together and have like a bowl situation, but you don't need to, we're not going to really be grinding anything out. Okay, so the first things first that we're going to add is, we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon. Now, cinnamon's metaphysical properties are great for stimulating, activating, and generating money and prosperity. It's great for block busting. It can be really great for bringing speed to a working and increasing luck, warmth. It's a stimulating plant in general, stimulating spice in general. So this is something that you want to take in consideration when you're doing some type of magical working on it as well. Okay, so cinnamon is going to be our first thing, and we're just going to bless and activate that. Now we're going to move on to our allspice. Now the allspice is great for good luck. It's also great for increasing positive energy flow towards our intention. So if we are trying to manifest some money, whether it be from our job, revenue, sales, whatever the case may be, we want to also be very lucky that it continues to attract more and more of those opportunities where the magic can kind of show up and be active. Okay, so we're blessing this primarily for the energy of luck and to continue to bring in those things that will allow us to allow our magic to kind of be seen and felt and experienced fully. Okay, so we're gonna bless that. Next, we're going to add in some ginger. Now, ginger is great for activating and increasing magical power. As you've probably seen me use in a lot of my videos, I'll use ginger powder for that purpose. But here we are also going to increase the potency and power of this specific blend. Okay, next we're going to add in basil. Now, basil is such a powerful staple herb in our community. I mean, basil has so many metaphysical properties. It's insane. Now, if I showed you my Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs book, and you go to the page that has basil on it, it is like two or three pages on basil and all of the things that it provides. Now, I could get into all those, but we're just plain and simply going to bless this basil for the purpose of pulling in money. Okay, last but not least, we are going to add in just a little bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne brings speed to spell work, it heats things up and gets things going. So we are going to add this to bring in that fast cash. Okay, not that much, as you can see. I'm not going crazy with it. Just gonna use the mortar and pestle to just kind of stir this up. Again, we're not really crushing anything in this blend. It's a nice little blend here, right? So now we have that. We're gonna come on over to our money now, okay? So how you're gonna wanna do this is you're gonna wanna take a little bit of your Florida water. Again, you can use regular Florida water, or you can purchase some homemade, handcrafted Florida water from my website, theglamourwitch.com. It's available now. I'm just going to rub this on it, making sure that the entire bill is on here. Pour a little bit of that on here. And just making sure that the entire bill is getting wet. I want this to be kind of soaked in this energy. Now what I love about my Florida water is it already has it's been blessed and charged and activated for work like this, to increase and to amplify whatever the power is that you're trying to put into your spell work, while cleansing and clearing it of anything that doesn't need to be there, that's not in high vibration, that's not pulling in lucky opportunities or blessing you or protecting your energy. So this is a really great Florida water that I love using to just clean the countertops and just refresh the energy overall. You can actually put a little bit on your hand, dab it on your chest and your back of your neck. Really, really beautiful, lovely scent, and not too overpowering. Okay, so now we have cleansed them with our Florida water. And this is the fun part, because this is where we start to kind of create this this kind of like a coating over the actual dollar itself. Now I'm gonna take this one. This is the kind of clean one, semi-clean, whatever that means. And I'm gonna bring over my mist. Now I'm gonna just spray this a couple times on both sides. I also really like this mist too because there's a little bit of shimmer in it. So there's always some shimmer on my my money, which I kind of appreciate. And I'm just gonna spritz this. I'm gonna do a little spritz on both sides. Okay, so we've spritzed our money with our Rich Witch. Okay, I'm going to now anoint it with a little bit of Rich Witch. Set my intention in my hands. Clap to just activate it and rub it in between my hands. Okay. Bringing in that money. Okay. Okay. Add a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit more on this one too, because there's a little bit more in my hands. So as you're gonna start seeing is the money is gonna start to get very saturated in oil. This is good. This is very, very good, okay? If you're not somebody who likes to have a bunch of money oils on their hands or to get their hands dirty, I would suggest that at a certain point, you might wanna put some gloves on, which I might do, just so that you can avoid the mess at the end, okay? So now I'm going to put some of my secure the bag, and I'm doing a 5-point pattern, but there's no need to do this because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bless it in the 5-point pattern, which is meant to bring things down into the physical realm. And then I'm going to, again, anoint the pages, okay? Wow, 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 wow. As you can see, this is very greasy. Now I'm gonna pull you guys in because this next part is just gonna be me rubbing a bunch of oils on it, okay? That's why it's important too to have some type of a paper towel situation, just so that you can kind of make sure that you're not messing up in your countertops. Now, again, this is going to be fine. My countertop's going to be fine, so I only have paper towels, but do what you feel like is going to work the best for you. Now, again, like we talked about before, I'm going to set it up with Easy Street, Okay, I'm going to pull in my Crown of Success oil. I'm actually going to do a little dot. One drop. One drop. I bless and activate these for crowning me with success and victory and favor in all financial opportunities and all financial endeavors. Now we're going to go in with Money Anchor, okay? And please do not mind my nails. I haven't got my nails in a minute. This one I'm putting in my hand because I want to anchor it into my hand, into my wallet, into my bank account. I want it to come into my hand and stay in my possession, that I may save and build and expand. And I like the way this one smells. It's very minty. Now we are going to add in our money pyramid. Money pyramid is going to help us build our money. And last but not least, we are going to add in our Abacasorja. Now, funny enough, I'm going to put some gloves on now for this next part. And we're back. All right, now I have some gloves on, so this next part can go a little bit smoother. Yes. I also want to talk about, I didn't actually add this in, but I added it behind the scenes, a little bit of the white sugar. Now the white sugar is going to be blessed to sweeten your financial opportunities. That is why the sugar is here. It also is great for attracting and keeping your financial situation sweet. Okay? Now we have our powder. Okay? And we are just going to take a little bit and we're going to sprinkle some of that onto the money. Onto the money, honey. Okay? Okay, save a little bit. And I like to just go in. We're just gonna go in here. Okay, and we're gonna flip it. Okay, now it might seem like this is a kind of just messy process and that there's a lot of, you know, stuff left behind, but now you have the basics. This has now been blessed, charged. You can pass this through some money incense if you'd like to do that. It's been anointed, it's been cleansed, it's got the oils on it with the intention. Now we're ready to cut these up into pieces, okay? And I'm gonna show you how I do it, but it doesn't really matter. If you wanna just cut it up on the sides and just do little clippings here and there, you can do that. Whatever you feel like is the best thing for you, you just clip it and do you. And I try to get them as small as I can, so I have more, but it doesn't really matter however big or small you'd like them to be. Just keep in mind how you're going to use them. If you're going to be adding these to candles, you don't really want them to be that big because you don't want it to clog the wick and stop your candle from working because there's a big piece of paper in the center of the candle, if you know what I mean. So I'm actually going to change the place that I'm going to cut these at. So I have a little tray that it's going to go into. All right, so we're back. Now I do not have a tray. I have a baggie, and that's what's going to go into, that's where that's going to go. But again, if you wanted to cut it up like this and just kind of go after it, you could do it that way. Or you could put your pieces together and you can do a straight shot across. I'm just showing you guys two different ways to do this. A straight shot across, so you have long pieces Okay. Here's what I might end up doing for the rest of this. Long pieces that you can then chop up into smaller ones a little bit easier, okay? All right. Now we've had these like kind of long sliver pieces. It'll be a little bit easier for us to kind of take these pieces like this and just begin to be careful with how many these might jump out at you that you're cutting at a time. And then make sure you have something that's really catching these, because if you grab too many, it makes it hard to cut, and then they just start to leap out, and not in the way that's beneficial. Okay, so we're gonna just cut these up. Ah, just kidding. Gotcha. Anyways, so we're just gonna get our last little piece here, and again you're gonna do the same with this, and I'm just gonna fast forward through this so you don't have to watch me do all that. All right, so here we have it. The money is all clipped up, and it has been dressed, anointed, blessed, and powder coated, sugar coated, with all of your metaphysical energy, your herbal intention, herbal magic, potion magic. Everything is infused now in these little clips of paper, and you can imagine this money. Ooh, just got a little spurt out here. You can imagine this as all these little pieces, all these little clippings are actual dollar bills with hundreds and 20s and 10s. You can kind of imagine and fixate on it and push that energy that these small clippings represent even larger denominations than what is written, and piles and stacks of cash kind of overflowing. And it actually has a really amazing vibration, but sometimes I'll even sit with this and just kind of continue to work in a vibration of abundance and prosperity, and imagining the intent of having this type of cash flow rolling around in this, like laying in a bed of money that smells like cinnamon sugar and ginger. Ooh, there's a lot of really great fragrances, especially since the oils we added to this, but I just kind of sit here and continue to work at it and bless it with prosperity, to pull in money, to bring more and more cash flow that builds and builds and towers in the sky like a pyramid, that it is strong and fortified as a pyramid, and that our money continues to expand, and more financial opportunities and blessings, fortunate opportunities, and victory and success flows into our financial state and our well-being, into our business, into our hand, into our wallet, into our bank account. It continues to flourish, it continues to grow, and we continue to see the blessings from this work come rushing into our lives. Money out of the blue, money from every far corner of the earth, money from the past, money from the future coming to us now in our current reality, money from other dimensions, other timelines that we'll be able to use in this reality. We call it in, we call it all in from everywhere it may be, anywhere on the planet, that it comes rushing towards us. And that as we use these clippings, we call in the vibrational frequency and currency of money and prosperity. It is now ours, it is now in our possession, it is now here. We thank you, Spirit, we thank you, ancestors, angels, and all who assist us beyond the veil, who have allowed us to be so abundant and prosperous in the work that we do, and to continue to be blessed with financial wealth. All right, okay, and now you're just gonna want to store these. Now I'm gonna put it in a little Ziploc baggie. Again, I typically don't I don't use a ton of these every time I do spell work, so this lasts me. This is $2, but this lasts me for quite a bit. especially if I'm just sprinkling this on top of things or adding it to oils or whatever the case may be, it can last me quite a bit. But if you feel like you're going to be using this for a long term, or you want to just have a big batch on hand, maybe you'll do $4 or $5. Maybe you'll do $10. Maybe you'll do a $10 bill. If you're trying to, obviously, if you're trying to get more pieces of paper out of it, I would stick to dollar bills. That way you can get more pieces rather than one actual just denomination. But yeah, and then you can store this and reach into the bag, and now you have some money clippings to add to any ritual spell. You can add this to money rice. You can add this to your spell oils. You can add this to money shaker jars. I have a money shaker jar video that's out as well. You can do so many different things with this, and I will also do a video on how you can add these money clippings to other types of workings as well, okay?
Pull out the candles, pull out the crystals, pull out the recipe.